G'day legends. In the last video, we actually spoke about this as the number one reason that's bringing people to Medellin. Escaping the rat race and living a better quality of life than you could ever afford back home. So in today's video, we're going to show you how you can spend only $3,000 a month. It's actually less, but we'll get into that, and live like a king.
$3,000 a month is kind of like what you pay for rent in the United States and a lot of the big cities. So here on $3,000 a month, I live an amazing life. I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whomever I want. Well, consent granted. The point is that life is pretty amazing on just 3 G's here.
To keep track of what Andrew's spending per month, we're going to have a running tally right here, and we're going to be deducting that every time he tells us an expense. What should we talk about first?
Let's start with the biggest expense, rent. Many people around the world, your biggest expense is probably your rent. I live in El Poblado, which is one of the nicest areas in Medellin, if not the nicest. So rents can be expensive, especially if you're going the Airbnb route. I rent an unfurnished apartment here. I went through an agency. My rent here currently is about $600 per month. This is a 3-bedroom, 92 square meter apartment, 2 bathrooms. Granted that's on the low end. This apartment's not a high rise. It doesn't have a security guard. It doesn't have a pool. It doesn't even have an elevator. It's only 5 stories. I live on the 5th floor. So obviously I'm optimizing my rental budget. A lot of you can probably spend $1,000 per month on your rent because this is El Poblado. Rents can be higher in those bigger apartments. Let's just say that you're spending around $3,500,000. For those of you locals or people that have been here, you know that $3,500,000 is very feasible for an unfurnished apartment in El Poblado. Let's just go with that for the sake of this video. Around $853 per month.
Unfurnished, for anyone that doesn't know, means without furniture.
Thank you for clarifying that. I think it could be a good idea, AK, for you to put all of these expenses and what I'm paying in the description.
Yeah, sure.
So that you guys can compare what you're paying wherever you're at watching this to see if your move to Colombia would be feasible.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put it in the description, so guys go down there and check out every single one of what Andrew does.
The next thing on the list is utilities. Electricity, gas, and water. I'm paying about 400,000 pesos per month, which comes out to be about $97. And that's on the high end because I do have air conditioning here. I work from home and it's been really hot lately. So I keep the air conditioning running pretty much all day. In a neighborhood that is a strato 6 or 5, you're paying higher utility bills than someone that's living in a strato 3 or 2 or 1.
That's also something you might want to consider when you pick where you want to live. If you live in Poblado, energy bill is going to be higher than if you live in Belén or Laureles. Right?
Yeah, and if you live on the street, it's free.
It's free. It is.
You just need a tent.
Be next to like a cafe, get some free Wi-Fi there too. You can be a street entrepreneur.
Yeah, if you a streetpreneur.
I was thinking about how to say that as well.
A streetpreneur. Yeah, if you're living on the street, you should probably not come to Colombia. You should probably get your money right.
So you spend $100 a month on energy and utilities, right?
Yeah.
Now you have about, let's call it $2,000 a month remaining. What do you do with that?
Most of the time I'm working from home, so I need stable internet. I have a dedicated fiber optic line coming into my apartment. That means it's not a shared network. Internet bill is about 300,000 pesos per month, give or take, which comes out to be about $73 per month.
And that's a lot for an internet, it sounds like.
It is a lot for an internet line, but again, this is a dedicated line. It's not shared, so there's no bandwidth issues. Like, for example, when I was on a shared network, for those of you geeks out there, you know what I'm talking about. I was using the internet during the day. There was fluctuation in download speed and upload speed. With my internet, I have zero fluctuation because it's a dedicated line.
What's the next big chunk of money?
My cell phone bill. I have what they call here a post-pay plan. It's a plan. It's an unlimited plan. And that's about $35 per month.
Unlimited internet too?
Unlimited internet, unlimited calls. I can do international calls, but I don't use my local line here to do international calls ever.
So the next big thing, I guess, is food. We need to eat to live, obviously. You're eating out or you're cooking at home. What do you do and how much you spend?
First of all, I'm 42 years old. I'm 6'3", 230 pounds of pure chocolate muscle.
You can see here how much of the frame is taken up. Like, get out of the way, mate.
But I am vegan, so that kind of makes it a little less expensive for us to eat because meat is usually more expensive than anything else. I don't buy groceries a lot. I order a lot of food because I'm working all day, so I'll do a Rappi, which is the DoorDash here in Colombia. And they bring me food. I'd be saving money if I was buying groceries, first of all, and cooking at home. I just don't have the time nor the willpower.
It just can't be basically.
Yeah, I just and I've got my go-tos. I would say 10% to 20%
Okay.
cooking at home, and the rest is just I order
on Rappi.
on Rappi.
So if anyone doesn't know, Rappi is, like you said, DoorDash. You can get everything from food to money from the ATM to electronics, and they can be at your door sometimes in 10 minutes. That's really good for those of you who work a lot and don't have time to cook or want that convenience.
I eat twice a day, and each meal averages about $8. So my budget for that, I calculated, is about $1,500,000 per month that I'm spending on food. And that is the equivalent of $365 per month.
That's everything. Rappi, restaurants, groceries.
Yeah.
But that being said, most people are not 6'3" and 230 pounds.
Yeah.
So they probably don't need to eat as much as you also.
Yeah, that's true.
So the next big expense we're going to talk about is having a maid, Andrew. If you
Oh,
guys
man.
don't know about this, in Colombia it's quite affordable to have a maid to come to your place how many times a week you want. Me and my girlfriend get a maid twice a week as well. She cleans is the main thing she does, but she can also cook because they're paid on a daily rate. So she comes at like 9 in the morning and she stays till like 5 p.m. So whatever work you want her to do, she does laundry as well. She can do all that in those hours.
I have the same maid that I've had. I call her my Medellin mom. Doña Nancy, shout out. I pay her about $97 to $120 per month for her to come to my house twice a week, mopping, keeping the floor clean, doing my laundry, folds it up and gets it all ready and for the week.
I'm working all the time as well, like you. I don't want to do all this shit. The cleaning especially, the laundry, the folding, the drying. So you can automatically see like things like this, like having a maid can improve your quality of life so much by just freeing up time for you to do things that you actually want to do.
Yeah.
Whilst also making your house look very clean and amazing.
Yeah.
And another thing you can do is, this is really, really cool because if you're ever into food prep or gym or something like that, me and my girlfriend, we mostly eat for physical performance. So we'll just order staples like rice, beans, lentils, vegetables. And twice a week when our maid comes, we'll just say, hey, cook all this stuff and chuck it in the fridge. And that's what we eat all week.
Yeah.
So super easy, super
That's
healthy.
great.
For anyone looking to lose some weight or gain some muscle or be fit, if someone cooks your food and puts it in the fridge and say, this is all you can eat, that really helps in dieting and getting
Yeah.
fit, whatever, you know. So on the topic of staying fit, this leads quite nicely into the next thing that you spend some money on, which is the gym.
Yeah, the gym, I go to SmartFit and I pay for the plan, which is called the Black Plan, where you can go to any SmartFit you want, not only in Colombia, but in South America and Latin America. So I pay 90,000 pesos per month for that plan, and that comes out to be about $22 per month.
Very cheap.
Very cheap. The machines are nice. Everything's pretty new.
Yeah.
And it's well worth it.
Let's stick on this topic of being fit, being healthy, looking good. Barbershop, tell me.
Basically, every week I go to the barber, and it's something that I picked up here in Colombia because that's what Colombians do.
There's 10 of them on every street,
Yeah.
minimum.
But I go to the nice one. When I wasn't making as much money, I used to go to the cheaper one, the more expensive one, which is a nicer one. It's called London Barber.
Oh, you know it's expensive when it's called
When it's called London Barber, they give me a beer sometimes if I go in there, later in the evening. It's a great experience. My weekly package just for a cut and a shave
Okay.
is about 70,000 pesos plus the tip, which is another 10,000 pesos that I give. And that comes out to be per month about 320,000 pesos, which in dollars is about $78 per month.
What they basically do is they give you a haircut and then they'll shave you up as well, but they'll put you back, put the creams here,
The
shaving
towel.
cream and the wet towel, and give you the full service. Usually it takes about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a good level of service, not
Yeah.
just supercuts, chop you up and send you on your way.
Exactly.
If you're an old guy, like
And still single. I don't know. Even if I weren't single, I would be doing this just because it makes you feel good.
yeah, well, my point is you can stay looking much younger and better looking for much longer.
I need all the help I could get.
So let's talk about the next thing, which is transportation and getting around.
Because I live here in Manila, which is very close to everything that I need. Like I said, I'm 1 block away from the gym, a block away from the co-working space, a block away from my favorite cafe, from restaurants, from the nightlife. I'm like a 10-minute walk. So I estimated that I spend about 100,000 pesos per month on Uber. To clarify, Uber is very, very cheap here compared to the United States. A normal ride for me, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, could be $4.
For context, I just came to your place today,
Yeah.
and it's about a 15-minute drive, and that cost me 9,000 pesos, which is $2.50.
Exactly. That's so cheap.
And the next thing, Andrew, is co-working. What is that? For a lot of people, they don't even know what co-working is. Someone might just be in office for the last 30 years of their life. What is this co-working?
I work from home. I have my office here. I've got it nicely situated. I've got air conditioning. I love working from my office, but I also like getting out of the house. I don't like being indoors every single day, all day. I hate that. Every morning, I walk over to the co-working spot, and the co-working spot is basically a big, giant warehouse, the one that I go to, that's been converted into like kind of office space, but it's an open concept. So you can literally bring your laptop and sit down anywhere you want, have coffee, have a snack, and I sit up there and I work for about 4 hours every day in the morning.
You have to pay for this thing? Or?
Yeah, you have to pay for it. You could get on a monthly plan where it's a little cheaper, but I usually pay around 800,000 pesos per month for this co-working space, and that equates to about $195 per month.
And what benefits do you get from this co-working? Why can't you just go to a cafe and work from there and buy a coffee?
It's a little bit different. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I like to go to the cafe just for a change of scenery, but I love the co-working because everyone's there to do their thing and work. Not only are you less distracted than at a cafe that could be a little noisy, but one of the greatest benefits is that I've met so many people there. Not only foreigners that are digital nomads and working out of the co-working spot, which has been great, but also locals that have their own businesses and work online, females that work out of there, and I'm able to socialize.
So it's kind of a networking thing.
It's awesome.
Social connection.
Yeah, it's awesome. I've made a lot of friends through that and some good business contacts, etc.
And now we're done with the essential things that you need: food, water, electricity, housing. Let's move to things that are not so essential, but things that are essential for fun, entertainment,
For mental health,
for mental health. And you've been training your mental health basically every night lately, haven't you? Now that you've seen how awesome the quality of life can be down here in Medellin, Colombia, maybe you're thinking about making the move yourself. Maybe you want to live the type of life that Andrew's been living for the last 13 years and I've been living for the last 2 years. If you need someone to guide you through this process or answer any questions, visit our website, medellinmasterclass.com. The link is in the description. Fill out the form, and we'll be in touch with you because we're about to launch a very in-depth and amazing masterclass which will take 10 students through the journey of knowing nothing about Medellin, Colombia, and knowing everything that you need to move down here and live exactly like us. And in the end, change your life for the better, like Andrew has, and I have, and many other people have. Isn't that right?
That's right. I included on the list that I have a bar tab. I have a bar tab, and I spend about 530,000 pesos, I estimated, per month on this bar tab, which is $129. What is my bar tab? My bar tab consists of me buying a bottle at my favorite bar where I watch sports. The bottle can cost around $60 to $65 of rum. My favorite drink there is the Caldas rum, which is
That's a fancy one?
That's the best rum in Colombia.
Oh, okay.
It's the best Colombian rum.
I was going to say, shit, $65 for
yeah.
a bottle is a lot.
Well, granted that rum doesn't cost that much at the grocery store or at any other liquor store
it's
or
because
bar.
you're drinking it there.
I'm near Provenza. I'm in El Poblado at a really nice sports bar with beautiful girls.
Okay.
And
always comes back to the girls with you, eh?
yeah, it's one of the things that I enjoy in life. Female
co-working's
company.
good, but damn them be fine.
Co-working's good, but I wouldn't go if there weren't no women at the co-working.
And let's move into the next part of that with, you have some more entertainment expenses? Because you're quite the entertainment man.
One of my favorite things to do is to take a girl out, go to dinner, go dancing, have a couple drinks, end up at the 90s bar, which is like on the corner over here. It's a 90s, 80s bar. It's one of my favorite bars.
What if they're in their 20s and they don't know shit from the 80s and 90s?
They will learn because I will teach them. There's a lot of things I could teach them, and that's one of them. But that's my extent of extra entertainment, apart from going to the bar and meeting people there. Extra entertainment, I figured about 530,000 pesos per month, which comes out to be about $129 per month.
We still have a lot of money to spend of this $3,000 budget. What else are you spending money on, mate?
Just extra stuff, like, for example, my sister's here and we'll go out and do something during the day, shopping or to a mall. So there are miscellaneous expenses. I spend about 500,000 pesos extra per month on just little stuff that really doesn't have its own bracket, which comes out to be another $121 per month.
All that being said, our total budget, if you guys are keeping track here, is $2,200 and change. You're living a pretty full life. You're meeting people every day, not cooking at all. You're ordering all your meals to come to your house, going to the bar every day, meeting people, drinking there, watching sports, taking girls out. You're basically living a full life.
Yeah, I love it. My routine doesn't seem like a chore. When I used to live in the US and I had a job where I had to go into an office, it was like, shit, I got to go to bed at a certain time because I have to wake up in the morning and I have to do this for 8 hours. Here, I'm doing what I want to do from my home, meeting people, being social, being outdoors, living my best life. At 42 years old, I still feel like I can conquer the world.
You've seen how Andrew lives. You've seen what everything costs here. How much would it cost you to live your perfect life out here in Medellin, Colombia? Drop us a comment because we'd love to hear it and we'd love to see what everyone's answers are.